be upon you guys. Nashaya, Yasha Allah all out here in Sacramento, California. Out here with Brother Andre Royster. Can you tell us what's going on out here?
Right now, the police are taking everything on the block, no matter whose it belongs to. They say it's all trash. What's really going on is people had adequate time, according to the police, 5 to 10 days, somewhere in between there, to load up all their stuff and find another place to live. We're all homeless. We really don't have another place, so people are dispersing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, wherever. They offered people shelter. The shelter is too far away. We don't have finances to get to the resources that are in this area. That's why we camped in this area. Loaves and Fishes, Francis House, women's food that they can't store. That's how they live today. Without going to Loaves and Fishes and take a shower and using the phone and things like that, you can't progress. You can't make survival skills. So we understand that we can't be here, but we're homeless. So where can we be?
Did anybody go to jail today?
Yes, a lady went to jail, not for being homeless. She assaulted another guy. It stemmed from an argument that they had yesterday. I believe it started over a rope. It turned into something else.
Did anybody get threatened to be taken to jail today?
Yes, there were a lot of final warnings. If you don't walk off the block, if you don't leave your stuff, you're going to be arrested. They didn't say for what. They just said you're going to be arrested. I was told yesterday that it's trespassing. I was arrested last Saturday on this street for sharing information, telling people that you had a right to be here. Mm-hmm. My paperwork said I was arrested for misdemeanor trespassing and misdemeanor obstruction of justice. Williams and Mark Marin actually officially represent me. I had a meeting with Cat Williams on Tuesday up at the Delaney Center in Francis House. In Loaves and Fishes. She has all my information. She's going out of town to fight a illegal dumping case. Her husband is Mark Marin. I meet with them with the Poor People's Project Monday at 6 p.m. on 12th and I. From there, we'll go from there. In the meantime, I'm just trying to stay out the way. I feel like I'm being harassed. I feel like I'm being targeted. But these people are human. They have rights, and I feel that their rights are being violated. And the police have one thing in mind, and that's money, clear the streets, and they don't care about people. Because if they're doing this here, why they not doing it on K Street? Why they not doing it up under the bridge? Why they not doing it everywhere in Sacramento that homeless people sleep? Why here? Why now?
Good morning, this is Chris Legal live from downtown Sacramento, homeless area. We came in solidarity to support the homeless, and they call them urban dwellers now, not homeless anymore. Because a lot of people choose to be urban dwellers, not by force, but by choice. Because the system is too difficult and corrupt, and they want to be no part of it. So they filed a notice and gave it to all the urban dwellers here on Ahern Street and B approximately, and that was on October the 4th. They said be out by October the 5th or face the consequences. What are the consequences? Beat down, property destruction, assault with deadly weapon, kidnapping, abuse of process, violations of civil rights, RICO Act, because the federal agents are involved in the process as well. On October 5th, one of the longtime shot caller brothers were here, and he stood up for the community, and I assisted him by power of attorney signed, which is legally binding, and we filed federal action that the federal court know what's going on.
Here on Ahern.
The next day, Royster was arrested on fact as a retaliation for the lawsuit. The next day they posted another notice, 24-hour notice, because they wanted to give an extension to see whether or not the federal court was going to act, or whether the FBI or the Illuminati or the people in power told the judge, don't help. Are judge obligated to follow excommunication and extrajudicial communication and make rulings based on that? We ask the question. We don't say that they are successful. We ask the question. We do know that there's concrete information on information and belief that the city council knew before the police were told to do the unlawful eviction. Why is it unlawful? Because if you let somebody live someplace, for over 30 days, and especially after 2 years, which some of the residents have been living here, and then you decide you want them to go, you should give them adequate notice, even if they're niggers. Did I say the N-word? I'm sorry. I really mean ignorant people, and people who have been so beat down and so polarized that they have turned into animalistic behavior, but they're not animals, as Dred Scott can tell you.
Oppression.
In 1856. The demagogy of the oppressed shows you that oppression is across the nation, not individualized. And they keep you in that mentality of slavery because they tell you that you are a descendant of a slave. You are a descendant of a slave. You are a descendant of a slave. Guess what? I don't like to cuss, but bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. What do you mean bullshit? Well, there's intellectually understanding that there's no such thing as a descendant of that property and condition that was imposed on you unwillingly. Otherwise, my brothers, Jews will be the descendant of a concentration camp. And I refuse to degrade them with that fashion of language. But my best friends in college were Jews, and they were very, I say, foresighted and very family-oriented and academic people. So, what did we learn today? That the powers, who are the powers? City Council, Chief of Police, Illuminati, the people that control Sacramento, like Davis, 15 times control Davis, they instruct the police what to do, and hopefully they tell them to keep the law. Because under Civil Code 52, you can lose your personal property and your home if you willingly, knowingly violate someone's civil rights. Ha! But who cares about civil rights when there's an invasion going on? What do you mean invasion? Well, everybody knows there's 60 million Germans in America, 40 million Irish, according to the demographics on the cell phone, to type up demographics of America. And there's the next biggest ethnic group is the Latinos. And we are in favor of immigrants, and we are in favor of people moving to America, and we're in favor of migration, but we're not in favor of criminals crossing the border without permission in huge numbers. Because if you do that, eventually the criminals overtake your country, and then you get deported. Don't be stuck on stupid, don't be educated fool and think that you can let millions of people come here and cut the line and become non-citizens, and then you expect to keep your country. You're stuck on stupidness. You're educated fool. You're educated, but you don't have common sense to know that eventually, if you keep pouring one glass of different type of fruits in a bowl and you pour a pitcher of illegals coming in, eventually the cerveza becomes the liquid of the bowl. It's called displacement. It's physics, but it's simple. So, if you want to keep a country, you better stand up for your rights. And unfortunately, the Democratic Party has been prostituting blacks and other minorities to vote for them, but they've been taken over by the invasion. Now, I risk my life to tell you that, so make it worthwhile. Most people can't handle the truth because the truth hurts and the truth is controversial, and they're afraid to speak up. I'm 63 and I had cancer, and I'm supposed to be dead 10 years ago. So, death takes fear away. Imminent death takes all fear away.
Did they threaten to arrest you today?
They threatened to arrest me. They assaulted me. And what's the definition of assault and battery? If you touch me and I don't want you to, that's a battery. If you touch my bike and I'm touching my bike, that's battery. They did that.
They
told people to leave without giving them adequate notice. They violated tenancy at will. They violated due process. They violated every right that this country stands for, and then smile and say, we have the power, so fuck you. Whoa! Can we say fuck in public?
I think so.
I don't normally speak with violent language, but unfortunately when you turn people into animalistic behavior, that's the only language they hear every day. That's all they understand. They beat me with a baseball bat and they said, that's okay. The brother snatched a rope from me and said he wanted it. I said, why? Because I want to sell it for drugs. Well, you can't have my rope. What you gonna do about it? I'll call the police. Then you call the police, they say, why should we arrest him? I said, either you arrest him or you get arrested. They didn't want to do it, but they did. They gave me back my rope. But when it came to a barbecue pit that the guy didn't want, and I claimed it, then they want to take it from me and threaten to arrest me if I didn't give it up. So the issue is not law enforcement. The issue is who's calling the shots? Who's the shot keeper? Who's the shot caller? Who is the shot caller that's ordering the victimization of mass people in this country?
Did they take any of your property while you were here?
They took the barbecue pit. They took some meat that was inside the barbecue pit. I got most of it. And they said I could have the meat, so what's the issue? We rather trash stuff than give it away. Now, thank God the Lawyers Guild was here. They're the only people that got courage in America when it comes down to the homeless, seem like. Because lawyers run. Because we live in a glass house. If you stay in your lane in the glass house, nothing happens. And you get paid, everybody's happy. You step outside the glass house, I don't care who you are, they can touch your ear. Ooh, what do you mean touch someone's ear? That's called extrajudicial knowledge, in case you forget what the legal terms are. That's when a judge gets a clerk to come to her and tells you know what? The FBI don't want you to sign that order. So if you sign it, you can sign it, but there might be consequences for signing it. Bye, we see you later. Who are you? I'm a bird. Huh? Who's controlling the judge's ear? We want to know. Who's controlling society? We want to know. Who's controlling the chief of police? We want to know. Who orders the assassinations of speakers like me? We want to know. Have you took my First Amendment away? Because the first goes, the second goes. I believe in Thomas Paine passion in his heart. Give me liberty, motherfucker, or give me death. But I'm not asking for death, and I'm not going to commit suicide. So you got to commit a criminal act to take me out. You become the criminal, and then you deal with God. And once again, I do apologize, my princess, for the violent language, but animals only understand animal language.
The freedom of speech.
But you can't scream fire in the theater. And if this was a documentary, I wouldn't even cuss, because it's unprofessional. But that's all animals understand. And people who act in animalistic ways, they've been deprived so long, they don't know how to speak intelligently.